Here we go then, another Creator Series Clipbook, this time on the Bahrain Grand Prix. And honestly today, I think it's going to be a bit more of a race review than a clipbook. We will still have, of course, lots of clips. We've got an Overtake of the week for you. I've got a more on of the week for you. And, of course, we are going to be reviewing the race a little bit as well. Thanks once again to Scott for putting together this spreadsheet for us. Let's get cracking then. So, first of all, before we even get into the race, this is why nobody was taking the normal line. Because EA have introduced that. This has actually been introduced since the last patch, since they slightly tweaked the handling, and lots of people are having the same issue, so I was going nowhere near it. Karim, though, I'm not sure if he was aware of it. This could have happened to him in the race. Much more representative, that one, because that's more of a normal racing line. This is exactly what could happen if you just take this line. You have to get off that curb before the end of it, or you just deleted it. You just get absolutely deleted. So anyway, glad I avoided that. I don't think anyone fell foul of that in the race either. I could be wrong. Anyway, let's get some race starts then. First, we've got Kai, who had, I mean, some of the worst reaction times I've ever seen in my life. The lights did go out pretty quick, but still, awful start for Kai. Got beaten by me on mediums, so that's how you know it's a bad start. And I go super deep there on the start. Managed to get it stopped, but still alongside Razin. Nice and clean between me and Razin, though. Give him plenty of room like that. You love to see it. But yeah, a couple of positions lost there for Kai on the start. He does eventually get me, but a couple of positions lost. And we've got Razin as well. You see him angling his car. And there you go. That's the start he had. Beautiful pickup there. Got two positions off the launch, off the start. He'll be very happy with that, up to P2. Razin definitely has some decent pace in Bahrain. Old wobbly webcam Scott. Good luck. That's how he gets on his start. On hard tyres, we're on only two in the whole grid to take hard. Decent launch, though. Very nice launch, actually. I don't know if you're on the traction control, but that was a beautiful launch. Going aggressive on Scottie designs as well. Up the inside. And I think at this point, though, he thinks he's racing against AI. He laughs it off at least, but not good. Not good. It's a shame, because better on he's on hards. One of only two in the whole field on hards. He went aggressive. Everyone's being cautious. He went for it. If he just brakes a little bit earlier, he'd have been completely fine. Oh, he actually lifts the brake. He lifts the brake mid-braking zone. Bit of wing damage on lap 1, turn 1. RIP. Once again, have a look how quickly the lights go out here. Really quick. As you can see up in front, that's what caught Kai out. And Fabio alluding to that. Trying to get to the inside there, but just couldn't quite manage. Ends up staying here. I got scared from here, but somehow the middle actually works for him, look. Somehow there's always a cars width, and it's absolutely perfect. Perfect racing. So fair play, Fabio. He made that work for him beautifully. And then we've got Safso, of course, a reserve now. But do you know what? Do you remember when Safso used to be passive? Remember passive Safso? Not anymore. Check this out.
I think the lights went out a bit quicker than some people were expecting.
Beautiful launch once again. I think 10th, was he started 12th? Yeah, he started 12th. So gets up to 10th immediately off the start.
Got to be careful of Vince.
And then I think accidentally, again, does an AI-style start, just launches it up the inside, gets it stopped beautifully.
Go for it. We move.
And gets himself up to 9th. Passive-zo. I don't think it works. I tried really hard.
I think everyone's just finding their footing.
And then once again, though, goes for another aggressive move on Lolly. Down the inside on here, lap 1. I called his 3 positions gain too soon. That's 4 positions gain off the start for Safso. Beautiful driving. And then we got Nagera here, going for it on Lolly. And managed to start braking quite handily. Both slide, and up the inside comes Ricky. But decides to back out of it. But then, contact pushes Nagera wide. Ricky comes round the outside, off track, and takes the position. Bit of a spicy one, this one. Nagera not very happy. Honestly, though, I think this is fine. I know Nagera is close to Lolly. I know he's close to Lolly. But he lifts quite a lot with a car very close behind him. I think if you lift this much, you can't be surprised to get a boot from behind, in my opinion. Boot from behind. Okay, naughty of Ricky to take it and then go off track, but I don't know. It's Creator Series. It's not a league. You see, he drops back from Lolly. Even if you're close, if you drop back from the car in front and there's a car really close behind, you can't be surprised if you get booped in a corner that's, well, in quali it's flat, but in the race it was a bit of a lift. But still, I don't know. I think this is fine. I think Ricky's fine there. So this is Hayden Gullis coming on to lap 4. Going for up the inside.
Down into turn 1, nice and easy.
And then I don't know, just does Hayden things, I think.
Okay, good work, great pass.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me.
But there's better POVs. First off, we've got Scottie, who's the one he ends up hitting with his rear end.
Okay.
Right.
What a weird crash that is. Because, to be fair to Scottie, he sees the red arrow, leaves him room there. He's surprised he's gone for the send. But that is a real wing. He just gets booped wide. But even better than that, we got Liam's POV. He was the car that Hayden was just overtaking down the straight.
He's going for it. We'll turn the battery off.
And then, actually well avoided by Liam, to be fair.
Oh my god, Hayden.
Just boops wide, and he goes, all right, I'll come you inside. Beautiful. Fair play. Maraki here on GB. Actually, it's you know what? This is a weird one, because they both complain unnecessarily. I think they're both a bit grumpy, to be honest, in this race. Maraki kind of half goes for the send. I don't think he intended to send it necessarily. And look at him, he's getting frustrated. And then ends up getting spun round.
What the What is GB doing?
I don't think I think his complaint is GB braked early. But if you look, he does go a bit deep. I do think from his POV, I think he gets a bit unlucky there for the spin. Let's have a look at GB's POV, who again is also annoyed that Maraki's going for it.
Please don't go for it.
Here, please don't go for it. But then proceeds to brake early, I think accidentally.
Jake, that's wrong idea, man. Wrong decision.
And then
Terrible
complaining.
Decision.
And then spins him round while Lolly comes through on the both of them. From Maraki's POV, I feel like he didn't do much wrong. But from GB's
Wrong
POV,
decision.
shouldn't you back out of this?
Terrible.
And then even more, like, oh, come on. It's a racing incident, but I think this is 70% on GB. I would say GB's fault. Yeah, I think I agree with that. All right, Ricky versus Lolly. Now, this is surprisingly aggressive by Lolly, because they're running a lap line. You can see Lolly's got wing damage. Absolutely launches it in there, super deep. Ricky dropping a casual okay there. I think a bit annoyed. Lolly then goes deep because of the wing damage. Ricky has a beautiful run of them, comes up the inside. Nicely done. Does he leave room on exit? He does, despite it looking like that red arrow is maybe fading to back out. And once again, Lolly's still staying there, even that wing damage. Beautifully done. No contact. Side by side through turn 10, no contact. Who's got DRS though? I suspect it's Lolly. Either that or neither of them got it. Yeah, Lolly's got DRS. Pretty aggressive by Lolly to go for it with the damage. But just because you got damage doesn't mean you have to sit behind and be passive. So he gets up the inside there, as we know, and then runs deep here. Ricky comes right up his inside. Unfortunately, why have you got your webcam there, Lolly? Bro, that's where all the apexes are. Main side by side. Beautiful room given. Perfect. Perfect driving by both. Absolutely exemplary driving there by both. He gets the DRS, and his Clip's just not going to survive. Is he going to go for it? No, he's going to sit behind, so nothing more doing there. But nice racing by both. Like to see that. Lap 11, Warzone. Let's have a look at this. So, now this scares the life out of me. Coming over there and going for it. But look at that. Perfect. Do you know what? A lot of respect. Who's here? It's Ricky. A lot of respect for Ricky here, because he does now break him. He's turning in there. He's starting to turn in as he gets the red proximity arrow, and yet still just leaves the perfect amount of room. Just chef's kiss, overtake, defending behavior. Anyway, it was really nicely done by both. Room left on exit as well. Lovely racing once again between these two. You love to see it. But Ricky thinks about going around the outside, and we have the same thing as a couple laps ago. Super compromised line by Lolly. Allows Ricky to come clean past. Maraki around the outside, and unfortunately, for some reason, Lolly squeezed him. He does apologise immediately. I don't know if he just didn't realise or what, but a bit of a squeeze there, but not the end of the world. Maraki comes up the inside, though, gets it stopped as well. Nice move, Maraki. Somehow Lolly gets the switch back, though, with this wing damage. Gets on the battery as well. He is not letting anything go in this race. Oh, Maraki went round the outside. Nice move. Again, beautiful room given. Beautiful room given. And this is where he gets squeezed. What does he think of this squeeze? Yeah, definite squeeze there. Definite squeeze by Lolly. Not the best. See Maraki's frustration there. And sends it down. It's not really a send corner, but he manages to make it work. Fair play. Nice and clean. He says, oh, where does this straight line speaker from? But he wasn't using the battery. Goes on the outside. Beautifully done. Again, a more exemplary driving here. Look how well dodged this is. Look, turns in. The car's there. He sees he's running deep. Most people, certainly in Creative Series, would just keep turning in here and just bit of contact. Oh, that guy went deep into me. What's he doing? And Jake doesn't do that. He just straightens the wheel just a little bit there so we can get around him. No contact and ends up... Well, he could have gone past him, but he chose not to use battery on exit. So beautiful defending once again. We're seeing some really, really nice battling down in the pack. Let's go Bob with Scottie. Quite cautious through here with so many cars in front. Oh, I kind of tries to go for the switchback maybe, but a bit of contact there, but I think that's all right. And just launches on the corner exit. What happens in front? These guys all slow each other up. A lot of cars. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. 7 cars, all covered by a couple of seconds. Sends it down the inside. Gets a stop before he hits Tukey as well. Nicely done. A bit of contact on exit. Maybe a bit of a squeeze, but again, just normal Creator Series F1 game stuff. And there we go. So, moving on. Ben versus Kai. Now, I'm sure you guys already know what happens here. We'll do Ben's POV first. I called it a time. Just a straight-up mistake. Just a straight-up mistake. I haven't actually looked at the comments of my video yet. And we'll look at them in a minute, maybe. But let's have a look here. Ben all about trying to defend from me. I'm trying to come through at this point. Just making him have a nuisance in his mirror. Ben just outbreaks himself and just taps the back of Kai. Spins. Well, we'll say both of them round. Ben obviously survives. Kai, obviously, not very happy with that.
Are you serious, Ben?
Actually, a pretty big reaction for Kai.
Really?
Honestly, a pretty understated reaction. I think like he could have reacted more. He just got taken out by somebody by hitting into the back of you. Fabio overtakes Liam. Let's see this. From here, do you think Fabio's going to be overtaking Liam in the next corner? For me, absolutely not. But Liam has a slight slide. And Fabio just look, he's got no momentum on him. Just decides to go for it. Just decides to absolutely go for it and makes it work. Fair play, Fabio. That is a very rare move there. Not my overtake of the week, but a very rare move. Fair play. Zero reaction from Fabio, but nice move there. Aggressive stuff.
We just need to make sure that we don't
do that.
Oh, I'm here, mate. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, mate. I'm here. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, mate? Oh, my God. This guy, bro.
Nice move, though. Awareness of an absolute pigeon. That is unbelievable. Oh. How does he not know he's there?
Oh, I'm here, mate. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, mate. I'm here. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, mate? Oh, my God. This guy, bro.
Now, moving on to more controversial issues.
And drop round.
This is Karim.
Strapped on to the Red Bull racing car. He'll be desperate to try and come out ahead of Rick.
This seems to be a widely broken rule. This isn't allowed in Creator Series because there's a rule that says we broadly follow the rules of F1. It's not a vague rule in F1. It's quite a clear rule in F1 that you're not allowed to go across the pit exit. We also have a little bit later on Fabio doing the exact same thing. Karim wasn't the only one.
See these tyres through to the end now.
If this was a league that A allows that and B is obviously about performance because it's a league, it makes sense. I just don't get it. I personally don't get it. This isn't what Creator Series is about. Razin did it earlier in the season, and now we had 2 guys do it in this one. Very strange. It's not that deep, doesn't matter that much, but it just honestly really surprises me that people are doing that. Nogueira has a whoopsie again. Nogueira just was not happy. Look at his reaction here to this. It's just a spinner on his own. And just pauses mid-spin, and that's it. And just proceeds to retire from there. There's a few people really unhappy. Now, interestingly, for once, I reckon, and correct me if I'm wrong, Fabio doesn't want a safety car.
Don't do that.
I assume he's just pit. I assume that's why. But he's still P7. I don't know. But Fabio not wanting a safety car. Right, GB versus Safso then. Safso breaks him massively.
Safso way later on the brakes that time.
Again, aggressive so.
1.8 to Fabio.
Agso.
I'm going to use everything. I want to try and speed this up.
There's something about aggro, isn't there, in there somewhere? Aggro. Agso. Safso, why does your name work with aggressive? But again, beautiful racing. I'm really, really enjoying what I'm seeing down the pack. Honestly, these guys enjoyed the race more than we did at the front. 100%.
No, thank you. No, I don't want. No, GB, no.
Interested in him saying no, and then GB was like, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Just want to watch it. It's just nice racing. Perfect room given by both. Didn't even squeeze him onto the dodgy curb. Round the outside, beautifully done, but also leaves you on the exit. It's just nice racing. This is just enjoyable to watch. It's just enjoyable to watch. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, here's my overtake of the week. So, Meraki looking a bit dodgy here. Lolly a bit slow in front. Doesn't break too early, but they just have a little collision. And he comes through on the both of them. You could argue a bit lucky because, you know, it was the collision that allowed him to it. But this is beautifully judged because he sees it coming. He hits the brakes there. You can see that Tookie is going to hit Lolly. He just gets it stopped. Makes sure he holds it nice and tight. Beautifully done. Avoids the contact. Comes through on both. Just, it's more the vision to see this. That's what I'm more impressive. To see that clearly in your mind. Beautiful racing. Really nice. Overtake of the week for me, by far. Boom. 2-1. Easy. Through goes Meraki, exactly. Vince, sneaky. Now, this was actually... I thought this was going to be a disaster, this one. Another well-judged one. How does he not end that end a disaster there? When he puts his nose in there, I'm like, oh no, because he's also going in a little bit deep. Judges it to perfection, a little bit of contact, but sneaky indeed. There was a bit of contact, but just a tiny tap. That's just normal stuff in the F1 game. Sneaky. Nicely done, beautifully judged. Aggressive stuff. Finds the gap, comes through. So this is me versus Ben. I was trying to get free on Ben at this point. I knew he had low fuel, so I'm all over him here. Go for the inside. Ben had slightly better straight line speed, which was compromising me.
Like it to me.
And I kind of go for it, but here I back out of it because I saw that squeeze coming. And actually, for my POV, it doesn't look too bad.
Like it to me.
I do go for the easy out, break him all alongside, but here I go, he's going to turn in. So I keep the car straight. I keep hard on the brakes. Look, hard on the brakes. There, now he's gone. Now I can get off the brakes. Unfortunately, from Ben's POV, it definitely is worse. It just is worse. Because the thing is, the only reason I didn't go for that is because I know Ben's a dirty driver. If I went for that properly, he'd have turned in on me still and we'd have had a massive crash. Because look at his POV. Look at the proximity arrows. I'm clearly gone for it there. He hasn't turned in yet. The proximity arrow's red. I've clearly gone for it. I've clearly outbraked him. And he goes, I don't care. I'm turning in anyway. It's unfortunate. It's just Ben's way of defending. It's not clean at all. Luckily, I saw it coming and backed out of it. Otherwise, that would have been a crash caused by Ben. Moving on to not the best driver for me. And do you know what? I'll just play this through for you. This is to me is the perfect analysis. No, what a moron! What an idiot! That's a day late and $1 short, Razzie. That is awful. Like, I'm sorry. Whether you think I should have sent that or not, we never got to find out whether it had worked. Because Razin just shoves me. Look, don't get me wrong. If Razin doesn't do that and I go deep, push everyone wide, that's on me. Fair enough. That's on me if that happens. We never got to find that out because Razin's dirty. To me, that's a purposeful takeout. That's just disgusting. There you go. Perfect analysis of that one. Completely fair analysis of the incident. So moving on. Now, I do want to see people's reaction to it. Let's look at it properly, shall we? So this is just what happens. This is Ben squeezing me off track. But this time, we'll get on to the other time in a minute. This time, this was actually smart, annoyingly. It's right on the limit, and this is exactly what El Rey always used to do. To great annoyance. You go for a move, you're alongside, the car knows you're there, and they just go, yeah, but you're not alongside, you're not really alongside yet, buddy, and they just come across on you. It's annoying, but fair. Later on, less fair. But anyway, and then, of course, we get my ginormous mistake. No, what a moron! How late I braked? What an idiot! Did Razzie brake earlier? Was that all me? That was a ginormous... You can see my genuine shock there. I genuinely didn't feel like I braked as late as I did, but watching it back, I clearly did. Because I've obviously got overspeed here. I'm using lots of battery, DRS. You want to brake about the 100-meter board, and I braked just after it. If Razin didn't exist, I would have got it stopped. It's not like I was going off the track. I would have got it stopped, but clearly Razin does exist. I've got a 4/10 gap between them. The fact I still ended up hitting him is quite impressive. It's a pretty catastrophic mistake. Just outbrake myself. No, can't possibly get it stopped. Smash the back of Razin. With hindsight, actually ended up being like it balanced everything out because I spun me, Razin, and Ben all pretty equally. Yes, okay, I allowed Kai back into the fight, which is the bit that didn't even things out, but we all end up back in the same positions we were before this, and it also allows Karim to still win the race because he lost about 5 seconds or something. Maybe not quite that much. He lost several seconds because of his disconnection. And I cost us about 3 seconds or so here. So that, in the end, it actually ended up balancing things out. But obviously, that was not my intention going into it. Let's just get everyone else's reaction on it. So, there is a red proximity arrow there. It does go white, though. Yeah, just about. It's on the limit, but he just about gets away with that. And then he does break early, but I break way late.
Nice one, Alex. Very nice one. Very good.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Terrible.
How have I fared the worst out of that? Bloody hell.
Well, there, Razin's reaction.
Yeah, cheers, Gillon. Amazing driver.
No tyre concerns.
And luckily for us all, Kai actually gets an illegal on, I believe, Razin.
On the driving.
So has to let him go, which allowed us all to stay together. Let's get Kai's reaction as well, if there is one.
Oh! Illegal overtake.
I love that. I love that shot of him coming through and just everyone's looking. It's an absolute car park. Everyone's just facing the wrong way. We're all facing different ways. Ben's facing this way. I'm facing that way. And Razin has just started to recover. He was facing this way. And Kai's facing forward. We're all facing different points on the compass. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Karma. Karim deserved to what he did, true, and a DC would have cost him. Yeah, agreed on that. Ben took out Kai and your crash brought Kai back to second. Yeah, that's the other thing it balanced back out, actually. Although it did artificially bring Kai back into it, he got shafted out of it by Ben hitting him before. So like I said, in the end, it just so happened to kind of balance itself back out. One break of mistake calls with it. Yeah, that is true. So to be fair, no one at the moment is being unreasonable. Someone's going through your mind breaking that late. I expect you to move that move from Ben, not you. See, again, still not really understanding that the mistakes exist, particularly qualifying ban. And finally back. Yeah, to be fair, comments aren't too bad. I thought there's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, you're an idiot. What a terrible move. Like, you always got about Ben and now you do that. There was a couple saying that on the stream comments, but that actually wasn't too bad, to be fair. Everyone forget about my disconnect. Yeah, to be fair, Ben, you came back really well from that. I should have stayed out on hards, clearly. So this is really similar to before. Ben tries to do what he did before, except for this time, I'm alongside enough that he does just squeeze me off track in a straight, which is just not the sort of racing. And to me, this is actually the perfect example of why I don't enjoy racing against Ben anymore. This is literally the perfect example. Because I get a good X on him, I'm well alongside, wheel to wheel, and then he just, like, where's he going? Like, what? We're in a straight. What's the point? What is the point? And unfortunately, it makes me bottom out a little bit. It costs me a bit of momentum. And in the end, he defends, which is fine. Bear in mind, I'm going for the outside. It's not like I'm trying to squeeze up the inside and trying to stop it. I'm going for the outside. I'm going for the worst line. The only reason I stopped going off track is because, like, there, if you look, I'm steering right. I'm pushing across on him to stop myself going off track. That's the only reason I don't go all the way off the track. It's just not necessary. It's a real shame racing like this. He claims he basically didn't know I was there, but obviously that's a skill issue, not anything else. But he's so compromised there. Big lift. Proximity goes red there. He looks behind as well and just pushes me over. And claims he was trying to go over, but I don't know.
He was already there.
He was already there, yeah. Not the best, but it's also not that deep. It's like, it's not a mass. It's not like one of us has spun for it or got damage to it. It doesn't matter that much, but look at all the other stuff we had in the race. All the beautiful battling we had between, like, we had Ricky and, who was it? Ricky and Lolly, and then Safso and GB. Like, really nice racing. That's the sort of racing that Creator Series should be all about. Side by side, no squeezing off, just beautiful battling, really nice. No, squeezing off in a straight, it's just the exact opposite of that. I personally really don't like it, but anyway. This is the last lap. Now, actually, Razin, I feel like bottled this a little bit, to be honest. Goes around the outside. And look, got good grip still. Bit of contact there, but just about fair. It's last lap, firm and fair. And backs out of there, probably a smart thing to do, but all over him. A bit more contact there. Kai goes wide.
Whoa, bro, come on, man.
Kai does come across a little bit there, but actually, when we watch his PV in a minute, you'll see that the proximity actually stops going red. So it's aggressive, but I think it's all right. I can understand Razin's frustration, though. And now, once again, he's got DRS and he's all over him. Look at this. Surely he's got better grip at this point. It looks like he has. DRS, bit of battery. Gets well alongside him. Just does push him a little bit there. Not the best, but whatever. But then goes deep and allows Kai back through. Switches off the battery. Then you see, okay, here's where he comes over. Look, so you see, look at the proximity. A, you can't really see it, but B, I guess it does go red there, but it also flickers back to white. I don't know. It is aggressive of Kai to come left, but Razin's barely, it's not really alongside, I don't know. Razin would have better off lifting slightly. I'm absolutely certain this is what Ben would have done, and probably me as well. Lift slightly, get the inside. That would have been the move, I think. Here, gets up inside. Bit of contact there, which isn't great because he's actually behind when the contact, so Razin does literally just push him in a straight. It's not great. It's just Razin wanting to push him back over, but he's not even ahead yet. Look, he literally does it from behind. That's not great. But caused him to go deep, so I guess he got what he bargained for there. Look how low Kai's battery is. Crazy low.
Yo!
Big reaction here from Kai. Let's just watch the final recording, because there was a bit more. Tries to go on the outside. Whoa, that's a bit naughty. Yeah, no, that one there is a bit naughty. I hadn't seen that before. This is a bit naughty. Let's have a look.
Watch the little wide.
Watch a little wide. Yeah, it's not a deep, but it's a bit naughty. The red proximity time is clearly there. The thing is, when this happens on the exit, it does always look like they're backing out, but it's because he's gone so early on the throttle because he's washing out wide. Bit naughty, but not the end of the world.
Watch the little wide.
Anyway, I do feel like Razin should have got that, honestly, though. Honestly speaking, I feel like Razin... I'm not going to call it a bottle from Razin, but I do feel like Razin should have got the overtake done, which I think would have been a much fairer outcome to that race. Safso thinks this is his fault.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I probably came across there. My bad. Sorry.
In what world was that ever Safso's fault? He does actually eventually watch it back in third person.
Okay, so let's see it from this view first. I think that actually might have been him maybe being a bit too close. Maybe
Look.
Yeah.
Safso does nothing. Fabio just comes over on him.
I didn't need to... Okay, right, sick.
Let's see how Fabio reacts to that. It was all on Fabio. Just comes across him in the braking zone, weirdly. It's a very slight misjudgment by Fabio there. Look. There, he turns left a bit too much. He's now heading towards him. And the contact kind of makes him go left more than he intended to. But it's just, you don't need to be this close to him. You don't need to be this close. So, luckily for both of them, I mean, that could have ended in wing damage, DNF, possibly. So, luckily for both of them, they both survived. But I'm surprised to hear Safso call that against himself, because that was definitely all on Fabio. But anyway, yeah, it's a bit of frustration coming across the line. Yeah, Safso's not allowed to drive in a straight line. Meraki goes for a spin there and expresses his opinion on the race.
That just proves that races without safety cars in Creator Series are boring.
And then similar sort of reaction with Vince.
Dog man. So
And also Gwatz leaves the lobby pretty much immediately as soon as the race is over. So I just feel like most people didn't enjoy the race. What did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy that race, or was it... For me, I think it was just... I guess the short conclusion is it was just a bit too sweaty. And at a 100% distance race where you're just sweating the entire time, trying to get the perfect race strategy in terms of, like, you know, not battling and stuff, that's just not that fun for a full distance. What did you guys think? Everyone is really competitive. Kind of silly to not enjoy a race just because everyone is really good and competitive. Yeah, and normally I'd agree with that. Normally I would be in the same boat as you. I'm sick of safety cars bailing out horrible strategies. Yeah, I think I agree. I do think I agree. Safety cars help break up the sweatiness. Yeah, I mean, again, normally I wouldn't agree, but in that race, I agree. Yeah. By the way, more of the week was obviously me causing that big incident. But here's the championship standings. I do still lead the championship by 24 points, so not bad, not bad. Still a reasonably healthy lead. Obviously, I'm missing a round, so it's pretty level between me and Karim if you factor that in. GB third, bit of an off day for him, but only getting a couple on him. So he's 30 points back. Razin 34 points back. All the top four still in the fight, in my opinion. GB, I believe, is missing a race, so he, in theory, is less in the fight than the other two. Ben goes up to P6. He overtakes Meraki after Meraki's off day. These guys are going to have a pretty close fight for P5, I think. You never know. They may be able to close up to the front by the end of the season. And here's the results then. So my worst is P4. So that's what I mean. If we're calling Bahrain an off day, P4 is not bad at all. If I can be 4 for higher in every single round rest of the season, you'd think that would allow me to win the championship. But if Krim goes on a winning streak from here, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. But I think the Belgian Grand Prix sprint is going to be very hard to get that top 4 in that one. But we'll see what we can do. So there we go, guys. That was the Creator Series Clipbook for this week. Hope you enjoyed. As I said, a bit more of a race review this week. It's just so... I'm just so surprised that I didn't enjoy it. Normally no safety cars. Bit of strategy involved. I'm loving it. I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week, though. Spa, I think, will be a bit more casual and a lot more fun. Not too many incidents as well this week. Certainly no massively controversial ones. Obviously, pretty big mistakes from me and Ben, but they're just mistakes. There's nothing more to say, really. Just a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes, is what it is. But yeah, anyway, guys, don't forget to drop a sub if you haven't already. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye-bye.